Well, Patrick is my spirit animal. Just kidding, that's Jet the Hawk, but more on him next time. I've decided to choose SpongeBob as my two-dimensional avatar this time around. Because yes, we're really doing this. Earlier in October, Wendy's announced they were releasing a Krabby Patty meal, the first of its kind, in a collaboration with Nickelodeon. This is one of many suspicious expansions of the SpongeBob franchise since the death of creator Steven Hillenburg. Because, following his tragic passing in 2018, the SpongeBob franchise began to stretch its Squidward tentacles across various forms of visual media. This includes two spin-offs, Camp Coral and the Patrick Becomes Me show, alongside a multitude of movies made for both streaming and theaters. I have no evidence to back up my implications, but the fact Hillenburg never even wanted a movie, let alone any spin-offs of the show, does make me wonder. Or maybe it's because Paramount Plus has nobody watching and the company is trying to flounder its way into having the third profitable streaming service ever. Who knows? But even if the creator of SpongeBob is spinning in his grave so fast he could power a city block, the Wendy's Krabby Patty is a real thing. And as someone who's always wanted to know what's really in the secret formula, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Well, the opportunity to try out whatever's being claimed as a Krabby Patty. I know Mr. Krabs all too well to expect him to hand over the real secret formula to a bunch of hook-dangling two-legs. But I also expected Wendy's to be able to capture the taste of the cartoon burger despite using different ingredients. This is because I hold Wendy's to a higher standard than any other fast food restaurant in the world. You see, I'm something of a fast food connoisseur, a genetic defect of being American. However, not all fast food is created equal, and I have many opinions that would leave the average burger person aiming slurs my way. For example, I don't think McDonald's beef tastes very good, with the best sandwich on their menu being the McChicken by a massive margin. Chick-fil-A's service is probably the best of them all, but their chicken is far too dry and chewy every time I get it, making Popeyes the better chicken-only contender. And eating Burger King chicken makes my insides recoil, while their burgers and onion rings don't impact me in the slightest. I say onion rings because their fries are too dry, and no amount of dipping sauce can save them. As you can see by my list of opinions, I'm good at having them, even if you disagree with the content of my feelings, which is what makes me the perfect person to judge Wendy's as an establishment. Now, while I have a bias toward their food, I do find their company practices to be rather unappealing. Their casual Twitter intern from 10 years ago may have led to a boost in sales, but it's since caused every company to try and pretend they're your friend in social media settings. That goes for everything from failing video game studios to Chinese spyware. The red-headed junkies have also been experimenting with AI pricing, to have pricing of specific items go up and down automatically based on popularity. And while I'm not well versed in development since this initial announcement, any company that wants me to pay more for a certain burger because more people want that burger can, respectfully, eat my entire asshole. This is why I never go to Wendy's, on top of fast food just generally being incredibly unhealthy. If I'm going to get fat, it's going to be off the steak and chicken I eat at home, and the Cheez-Its. I have a problem. Be that as it may, Wendy's is still the closest thing to real food fast food has going for it. Everything from burgers that taste fresh to chicken that actually tastes like real chicken. They also have some very tasty baked potatoes and, surprisingly, chili, which is saying something from me, someone who usually isn't a big fan of that meaty bean spice soup. And who could forget, of course, the signature Frosty that you just have to get with every meal. Because of this, I decided to give the restaurant the benefit of the doubt and grab myself a Krabby Patty collab meal, complete with a Krabby Patty, fries on the side, and a pineapple-flavored Frosty. But you see, there's a problem. I can't show you any of the food I got because I'm an avatar trapped on the computer by an unseen... Shit. So instead of giving you a shaky cam where I haphazardly spill grease and ice cream in my lap, I've decided to do something more creative. At least, that's the cope word. Not long ago, I ordered myself a Krabby Patty meal and recorded my audio reaction to eating it for the first time. This unscripted reaction, edited for clarity, will now be presented to you as I dig into my first ever Krabby Patty meal. I will be turning SpongeBob into Breaking Bad Mexico, or at least as close as I can get, in order to differentiate my scripted segment with my unscripted one. So now we dig into Wendy's Krabby Patty and see just how good it really is. Alright, I am now safe in the comfort of my cardboard box, and laid out in front of me is the Krabby Patty meal from Wendy's. Now, like I said, this is going to be unscripted with some cuts here and there, but so far, I'm a little disappointed. I will not lie. The bag that all of this food came in didn't have anything special about it. It was just the regular Wendy's bag, and the wrapping of the Krabby Patty is just regular Wendy's wrapping. There is nothing special about it. This is probably the most low-effort collab or anything that I've seen from a fast food restaurant. I mean, at the very least, when I ordered apple pies from McDonald's, I got, bay dough and whatever his name is. I haven't played Genshin in 2 years. So we are going to try this out. But first, I need to mention what is in the meal. We have a Krabby Patty, allegedly. We have regular Wendy's fries, which aren't going to be too big a part of the review because, I mean, they're Wendy's fries. You either like them or you don't. But then we have the pineapple Frosty. And this is rather interesting. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this little conundrum, but it seems that most of the pineapple juice or flavoring that is used in the drink has settled at the bottom of my drink. So between the restaurant and coming home, it looks like the drink has been de-pineappled, and the pineapple is now on the bottom. I have no idea what this is going to do in terms of the flavoring, but we are going to find out. So first, I am going to unwrap this burger. Of course, the difficulty in unwrapping this burger is that my mic stand, it actually fell apart. The legs on my Blue Yeti actually just collapsed completely while I was between takes during my 2024 Soy Jack Consume hype list. I have been holding the microphone ever since because I am a cheap prick. So I'm going to have to put it down while I unwrap this burger. So let's unwrap this Krabby Patty. If I can balance the mic. All right, let's unwrap this Krabby Patty. You're gonna get a little bit of a Krabby Patty wrapping ASMR. Oh yeah. You just fuck. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you just love the tinfoil getting unwrapped. Fuwamoko, eat your heart out. All right. Okay, so we have a Krabby Patty. First off, already off to a horrible start. There are no seeds on the bun. Let me Google this just to meet. I am correct because, I've seen SpongeBob. Krabby Patties have seeds on their buns. There are no seeds on the bun of this burger that I have in front of me. Already off to a rough start. Now, I can see lettuce, tomato. I know there are supposed to be pickles in there, but I can't see them from here. We will find out later. And it seems to be some kind of orange sauce. Appears to be Thousand Island dressing, I believe. I use that fairly frequently on salads, so yeah, that is Thousand Island dressing. There are also onions. I am not a fan of raw onions. I prefer them to be sautéed when I put them on a burger, but I understand that for authenticity's sake, I'm going to take my first bite into this wonderful little contraption and get myself as much as I can. Ooh, a little bit of pickle sticking out. That seems like the perfect place to start eating. So, as previously established, I am a fan of Wendy's burgers already. I already think that they are the superior fast food burger. So, I already think that the burger does taste very good. I think it's very, very good. There's a bit of an overpowering taste to the Thousand Island dressing, and it looks like, even though it looks like Thousand Island dressing, and it definitely is a dressing. It has that texture, and that sort of that in between thickness. You know what I mean? Like not too watery, not too thick, of like a really good dressing. Even though it has that, it is a little bit tangier. There's a little bit more of a kick to it than regular Thousand Island dressing. I wouldn't say spicy though. I'd say more of just like maybe like a hint of either cayenne pepper or, something like that. That's kind of the impression that I'm getting from it. So I'm going to take another bite because I just got pickle and lettuce in that one. I want to see how the tomato and the onion tastes with this all mixed in. Okay, so that wasn't that bad. Couldn't really taste the onion or the tomato too much, if I'm being honest. The sauce, I don't know if it's the burger that I have or if this is just the way they're making them. The Krabby Patty secret sauce is a little overpowering. There's a lot of it on this thing. It makes the flavor of the rest of the burger ingredients feel a little bit neutralized. You know, like I can taste the burger meat itself, I can taste the cheese, but the sauce really is what stands out. Like I can still taste the sauce. I can't taste anything else anymore. Now I don't know if that's just the burger that I got or if this is like the way it's designed. But that's the experience that I've had so far. Yeah. Now, I do want to see if I dip a fry into the sauce that is currently leaking off the side of my burger. Okay, it goes good with fries, but, you know, like I said, Wendy's fries, they don't really need anything, you know, because you just cut up potatoes. All right, now we come to the Frosty, which we are not going to analyze too much because, look, it's a drink, okay? I'm just gonna drink it. Ooh, you know what? Despite the pineapple being at the bottom, let me move the straw up. Okay, so there's a very strong pineapple taste when the straw is near the bottom because that's where all the flavoring has settled. But when it comes to the actual drink itself, if I move the straw up halfway, the flavoring is a lot less. So yeah, a lot of the flavoring has really settled on the bottom. Now I'm wondering, I'm curious, and I'm too lazy to take off the cover. Rather, I don't want to make a mess because I know myself too well. I'm going to take a sip of this and then eat a French fry, because if you've never dipped a French fry in a Frosty before, then I'm sorry, but you're not human. And I apologize that you had to find out this way. Yeah. The potato flavoring doesn't really mesh well with the pineapple. The pineapple's very strong, though. Like, all I can taste is, like, tangy pineapple, you know? And I think it's because all the juice is settled on the bottom. One sip and the juice is already kind of going away. I pull up and most of what I can taste is vanilla. So that's disappointing, unfortunately. Now, while the burger itself doesn't feel very Krabby Patty, it is a good burger. You know what I mean? It's not something that is really that bad to eat. It just isn't a Krabby Patty. You know what I mean? This is a faux Krabby Patty. Now, Mr. Krabs would absolutely be proud of this thing because tricking people out of their money is kind of his deal. I'm wondering if he is the one who designed it, the real Mr. Krabs that got lost in the vents during that SpongeBob special. It's kind of disappointing. It's a good burger, but it's disappointing as a Krabby Patty. Yeah, this is definitely not a secret formula worth stealing, unfortunately. I think people going in looking for a unique experience are going to be incredibly disappointed. But people who go in looking for just a regular, I think it's just really a regular Wendy's Dave's burger with Thousand Island dressing. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. I mean, if you want your burger to have Thousand Island dressing instead of, you know, mayonnaise or ketchup or whatever they put on the Dave's burger, I usually don't get the Dave's burger, then, you know, this is your go-to. This is what you want, you know? Honestly, though, this feels like something that you could just kind of make at home. Like, it feels like, you know, buy a tomato, buy a head of lettuce, buy some onion, buy some cheese, buy some patties, buy some buns. You can make 12 of these Krabby Patties at home for like the same price that I paid for this entire meal. You know, the only really unique thing about the meal is the Frosty, pineapple Frosty, you know? Then again, the one that I have is kind of disappointing because all the pineapple flavoring is at the bottom. I'm sure it's not like that all the time. I'm sure it's not like that everywhere, but that's the one that I have, so that's the only thing I can judge. But no, I mean, if you're really itching for a Krabby Patty, just buy all the normal ingredients you see on a regular burger, grab some Thousand Island dressing, put a little pinch of cayenne pepper in it, you know, mix it into a bowl, and just spread it across the buns. That's my recommendation. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't exactly know how to properly conclude this. other than to say that I'm gonna eat this, and yeah, that's it. Back to the more organized part of the video. After recording my initial reaction, I chowed down on the burger, ate my fries, and drank my Frosty. And after finishing everything, I can't really say my opinion has changed. While it's a very tasty burger, it just isn't up to the level of mythos surrounding the Krabby Patty. Not only were the bun details wrong, but it seemed to rely entirely on the taste of the sauce to make the burger stand out. The only problem is, it was pretty easy to figure out what ingredients probably went into it. And while cayenne pepper might not be the exact spice they mixed with the Thousand Island dressing, I'd wager it comes close to what I tasted. But the sauce isn't the Krabby Patty's secret formula. That's something we still don't know, and something it seems Wendy is uncertain of too. The only real change I'd make to my initial reaction is that, as I drank more of the Frosty, the pineapple taste began to reach some form of equilibrium. There were still times where it was either too overpowering or too diminished, but the majority of my drinkage ended up being just the right amount of ice cream and pineapple flavoring taste. While I would have appreciated it to be a bit more mixed together, it did its job just fine. In fact, given the simplicity of the Dave's Burger reskin that is the Krabby Patty, this Frosty is probably going to be what I remember the most about this collab. Overall, however, this doesn't feel like a reflection of what I was talking about at the beginning regarding Nickelodeon and SpongeBob. These past few years, Paramount has been trying to spread the franchise to as many corners of the world as possible through a variety of mediums, and this one in particular feels incredibly shoddy. I mean, it's like I said during my review, even McDonald's at least gave me Beidou and what's-his-face on my Genshin apple pie sleeve. There's really nothing about this that's different from a regular Wendy's burger. Hell, a burger you could just make at home, probably around 10 times over, for the price of just 2 or 3 of these meals from Wendy's. Honestly, this collab was incredibly lazy, even if the food was fine. At least give me a little more than Thousand Island dressing in a burger already on your menu. At the very least, I can say it's better than IHOP Sonic collab, which just included renaming dishes already on the menu for a short period of time. At least Wendy's actually made something different, so as much as I'm criticizing them here, I have seen worse. If anything, I want to be clear that my harshness falls to Nickelodeon and Paramount the most, because it feels like they just wanted to rush out this collab to make a quick buck instead of putting in the effort something like this deserved. Because the twist is, SpongeBob is 25 years old. As of this year, the best fry cook in Bikini Bottom is now 2.5 decades old. And what do they do to celebrate? What third-party collab do they promote the most? A reskinned, existing Wendy's burger and a pineapple Frosty. And that's it. No cleverly designed bag, no unique sandwich. It's a bit of a wet fart for such an important anniversary. Because despite how good the burger was, and how good the Frosty sometimes was, it didn't feel very SpongeBob. It just felt like a corporate deal to put a little new flavor on some old items. And in the end, it just made me want to make it at home with a little less sauce overpowering the whole thing. And yeah, that was my experience with the Wendy's Krabby Patty. But upon reviewing this exclusive food item, I'm going to do something I usually don't do at the end of my videos. I'm going to ask you a question. If I did more videos like this when an interesting new food item or restaurant collab happened, would you want to see it? This was a bit of an experiment compared to my usual fully scripted videos, so I'm curious about whether this was worth it or not. While I'm always making videos that I want to make, this feels like a one and done thing. However, if something interesting does come up and you guys are interested, I don't see any reason why I shouldn't do it again. I have a whole list of videos planned for the coming weeks and months, so if you do want to see more, it won't be for quite some time, unless something really crazy pops up that I decide, hey, let's go for it. But I'm curious, did you enjoy my unscripted ramble about a limited time fast food burger? And if the answer is yes, then I'll give the people what they want. Who knows? Maybe Paramount and Wendy's can take some notes.